In the heart of a craggy coastline, where the land met the tumultuous sea with a resounding clash, there nestled a remote coastal village by the name of Windward Haven. Perched atop a weather-beaten cliff, overlooking the vast expanse of the ocean, stood the sentinel of the village, the ancient lighthouse, its weathered white walls a testament to time's passage. Within the sturdy walls of the lighthouse dwelled an old keeper, Elias Grayson, a man weathered by the ceaseless winds and salt spray of the sea. His face, lined with the stories of countless tides and storms, bore witness to the solitude he embraced willingly. Elias was the guardian of the light, the keeper of the flame that guided sailors home through tempest and fog. Life in Windward Haven moved at the pace of the tides, governed by the ebb and flow of the sea. Each day, Elias climbed the spiraling staircase of the lighthouse, his weathered hands finding familiar purchase on the worn railing. With each step, he ascended into the realm of the sky and sea, leaving the cares of the world below. At the top of the lighthouse, where the wind whistled through the iron bars and the salt air kissed his weathered cheeks, Elias tended to the beacon that pierced the darkness. With practiced hands, he polished the glass lenses until they gleamed like jewels, ensuring that the light shone bright and unwavering against the cloak of night. But it was not only the light that Elias tended to. It was the stories of the sea that whispered in the currents, the mysteries that lurked beneath the surface. As the keeper of Windward Haven's guiding light, Elias was privy to the secrets that washed ashore with the tide. In the evenings, when the sky bled crimson and gold as the sun dipped below the horizon, Elias would descend from his lofty perch to the warmth of the village below. Gathered around the crackling hearth of the village inn, the villagers would listen with rapt attention as Elias spun tales of the sea of lost ships and forgotten treasures, of mermaids who sang lullabies to sailors lost at sea. His voice, deep and resonant like the rolling waves, carried the cadence of the ocean itself. With each word, he painted vivid portraits of distant lands and far-off shores, weaving a tapestry of wonder and longing that captivated all who listened. But it was not just the tales of adventure and peril that held sway over his audience. It was the quiet wisdom that threaded through his words, the understanding born of a life spent in communion with the sea. For Elias knew that beneath the surface of the waves lay a world of beauty and danger, a world that demanded respect and reverence in equal measure. As the night wore on and the fire dwindled to embers, Elias's listeners would find themselves lulled by the rhythmic cadence of his voice, drifting into a peaceful slumber as the echoes of his tales lingered in the air like the scent of salt on the breeze. For in Windward Haven, where the land met the sea and the old lighthouse stood sentinel against the night, Elias Grayson remained the keeper of the light, the guardian of the stories that bound the village to the ever-changing tide. And though the world beyond the cliffs may have been vast and unknowable, within the embrace of Windward Haven, there was solace to be found in the quiet beauty of the sea. As the years rolled on, Windward Haven remained ensconced in its coastal haven, nestled between the rugged cliffs and the relentless sea. Elias Grayson, the venerable keeper of the lighthouse, continued his steadfast vigil, his presence a beacon of stability in a world buffeted by the wings of change. But time, like the tides, waits for no one, and even the most resolute souls are not immune to its inexorable march. As Elias grew older, the weight of his years settled upon him like the mist that clung to the cliffs at dawn. His steps, once sure and steady, became measured and deliberate, each ascent to the top of the lighthouse a testament to his enduring resolve. Yet despite the passage of time, Elias's spirit remained unbroken, his dedication to his duties unwavering as the light he tended. Each day, he would climb the winding staircase to the summit of the lighthouse, his weathered hands caressing the iron railing as he ascended to his solitary perch. But as the years slipped by, Elias found himself increasingly drawn to the memories that lay buried beneath the surface of the sea. Long forgotten tales whispered in the currents, beckoning him to explore the depths of his own past, to confront the mysteries that lingered just beyond the reach of his memory. And so, in the twilight of his years, Elias began to unravel the threads of his own history, delving into the depths of his recollections with the same fervor that had fueled his tales of the sea. With each passing day, he unearthed fragments of a life lived in the shadow of the lighthouse, piecing together the story of a man shaped by the ever-shifting sands of time. As he shared his discoveries with the villagers of Windward Haven, Elias found solace in the company of those who had come to rely upon his wisdom and guidance. Together, they wove a tapestry of shared experiences, their lives intertwined like the currents that swept across the ocean's surface. But even as Elias delved deeper into the recesses of his past, the present called out to him with a voice as insistent as the cry of the gulls wheeling overhead. For beyond the sheltered confines of Windward Haven, the world continued to turn, its vastness stretching out like the endless expanse of the sea. And so it was that Elias found himself faced with a choice, whether to cling to the familiar shores of the village that had been his home for so long, or to set sail once more into the unknown, to explore the uncharted waters that lay beyond the horizon. In the end, It was the call of the sea that proved irresistible, drawing Elias away from the safety of Windward Haven to embark on one final voyage into the heart of the unknown. With the light of the lighthouse as his guide, he set out to chart a course through the currents of his own destiny, guided by the wisdom of a lifetime spent in communion with the sea. And though the villagers of Windward Haven watched as Elias's silhouette disappeared into the gathering dusk, they knew that his spirit would forever remain a part of the fabric of their lives, a beacon of hope and inspiration against the ever-changing tide of time. For in the end, it was not the lighthouse itself that illuminated their path, but the enduring legacy of the man who had tended its flame with unwavering devotion. And so, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the stars began to twinkle in the darkening sky, the people of Windward Haven gathered once more around the crackling hearth of the village inn, their hearts filled with gratitude for the gift of Elias Grayson's presence in their lives. And as they listened to the echoes of his tales carried on the gentle breeze, they knew that no matter where the currents of fate might carry them, the light of his memory would always shine bright, a beacon of hope in the darkness, guiding them safely home